Hello friends, welcome to War-wiki. As a new initiative we are launching a new series, the Timeless Thursdays. Every Thursday we will present to you a historical short video, showcasing some lesser known, but very important events that changed the fate of that war. So don't forget to log in every Thursday and catch some very exciting unknown stories about past wars. Today in Timeless Thursdays we present you one of the greatest mysteries of Indo-Pak War of 1971, the story of Pakistan's submarine, PNS Ghazi. It is a story of sheer perseverance and valor exhibited by Pakistani crew of Ghazi. A story of brilliant strategy exhibited by an Indian vice admiral. A story of Indian Navy's ingenuity and deceptive planning, and a story of mysterious end of the Steel Shark, a mystery that has not been solved till date. The story begins in 1971, when India and Pakistan were about to go to war. Eastern India was getting huge influx of Bangladesh refugees, which was then East Pakistan. Refugees were crowding Indian borders because of Pakistan army rampage in East Pakistan. A full-scale war seemed imminent. Indian Navy's Eastern Naval Command under the leadership of INS Vikrant, had effectively created a naval blockade which completely isolated East Pakistan in the Bay of Bengal. Vice Admiral Krishnan, the flag officer commanding Eastern Naval Command, was a brilliant strategist but was equally worried. INS Vikrant had developed minor cracks in its boiler which reduced its speed to 16 knots, thereby making it vulnerable to submarines. In the Eastern Naval Front there was no immediate threat to Vikrant as all the 4 submarines of Pakistan were in Karachi dockyard, and none but one had the capability to operate in Bay of Bengal. The only possible threat to Vikrant was the jewel of Pakistan Navy, PNS Ghazi. PNS Ghazi was an American-made Tench-class diesel submarine which was commissioned in 1945 in Portsmouth Naval Shipyard in United States. It was initially called USS Diablo and served in U.S. command for 19 years. In 1964 USA leased USS Diablo to its close ally Pakistan where it was christened PNS Ghazi, the Holy Warrior. The submarine was little outdated and was facing few equipment failures. Adding to its woes, the maintenance facilities of Chittagong Harbor in East Pakistan were not up to the mark. The crew knew that there is a high possibility that they might not be able to return back to Karachi Harbor. In early November of 1971, signal intercepts of the Pakistan Navy indicated an imminent deployment of the Ghazi in the bay. Pakistan had requested for a specific lubricating oil in its Chittagong Harbor of East Pakistan. This oil was used only in submarines and minesweepers. India knew none of Pakistan minesweeper and French Daphne-class submarines had capabilities to move from Arabian Sea to Bay of Bengal, so it had to be for the Ghazi. Vice Admiral Krishnan played his hunch and took a huge gamble. He asked the entire convoy of INS Vikrant to relocate to Port X-Ray near Andaman Islands. This location was kept a secret. The crew of the convoy themselves were kept in dark. The Prime Minister office was informed only after the convoy had moved away. Meanwhile the Ghazi had travelled for 9 straight days and breached all Indian naval securities to reach Madras waters. Unaware of the fact that Vikrant and convoy had sailed away to safety, Ghazi started to hunt for INS Vikrant. Krishnan, a brilliant strategist as he was, played another trick to trap Ghazi. Krishnan roped in INS Rajput, an aging World War II destroyer that was actually sent to Vizag for decommissioning. INS Rajput was to pretend to be INS Vikrant, sail out of the Vizag port and generate heavy wireless traffic. To convince the Pakistan spies, a massive amount of ration and fuel were kept in Vizag port, the amount that is generally required for Vikrant and its convoy ships. Ghazi took the bait. The captain Zafar Muhammad Khan was convinced of presence of INS Vikrant in Vizag. While stalking for Vikrant, PNS Ghazi initiated its secondary mission, to lay underwater mines beyond Vizag port region. On the eventful night of December 3, 1971, while disembarking from Vizag port, INS Rajput under captaincy of Lieutenant Inder Singh caught Ghazi by surprise, while it was laying mines switching off all navigational aids. On sighting the Indian destroyer PNS Ghazi initiated a steep dive maneuver. Looking at the disturbance in water, INS Rajput shot 2 depth charges. This is where the records end and mystery begins. This is where his story has 2 versions. While Indian Navy claims the submarine was destroyed by depth charges fired by INS Rajput, Pakistani authorities say the submarine sank because of either an internal explosion or accidental blast of mines that the submarine itself was laying around Vizag Harbor. This mystery has not yet been solved till date, but it is clear that it was Indian Navy's ingenuity and deceptive planning, that caused the submarine to follow a preset path which ended in a watery grave for its sailors on board. We hope you liked the story that we shared with you today. Had PNS Ghazi been successful in its mission, the history could have been very different. INS Vikrant played a huge role in isolating East Pakistan from West. With Vikrant out of the equation, things could have been very different. The valor of Pakistani sailors, strategy, and execution of Indian Navy are all worth noticing in this story. Every Thursday, War-wiki will continue to bring such lesser-known valuable stories to you, so stay tuned and do not forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day and support War-wiki.